If you want this match to make any sort of sense, I sincerely request you to watch this video because this wasn't Argentina versus Egypt, the football match. This was Argentina versus Egypt, the drama by Stanley Kubrick, or one of the biggest directors in Hollywood. Because if you picture this, you wake up halfway through a movie. The villain is winning. The hero has forgotten all his bloody lines. The soundtrack has stopped, and somehow this movie still ends up winning an Oscar. That was exactly what Argentina versus Egypt was. Because, ladies and gents, football just produced one of those matches that will be argued over family dinners for the next decade. Not because of the score, not because of Lionel Messi missing a bloody penalty again. Not even because Argentina somehow climbed out of a two-goal grave, but because somewhere between football, VAR, and common sense, this plot completely lost the damn script. Let's start with Egypt because for almost 80 odd minutes, they weren't just playing Argentina, damn it. They were looking them straight in the eyeballs and asking, are you really the defending champions? Because Yasser Ibrahim scores. Then Mustafa Ziko thinks he's doubled it only for VAR to erase one of the biggest moments in Egyptian football history. Now, whether you agree with that decision or not, it's not my problem. But there is a problem because football isn't about only getting decisions right. It's about being bloody consistent, and that consistency disappeared faster than a free pizza in an office lunchroom. Because later, a foul happens in Egypt's own half, right in front of an assistant referee, and play continues. Argentina attack and a goal. If you were an Egyptian fan, you're sitting there wondering, so that bloody thing doesn't get stopped, is it? And that's exactly why conspiracy theories exist. Not because they're automatically true, but because terrible officiating leaves enough smoke for people to start imagining bloody fires. Even Egypt's coaching staff completely lost their shit after the match, accusing officials of unfair treatment. But personally, I don't think this match was rigged. Let me tell you why. I think it was something football sometimes produces, an officiating performance here that handles social media power to fuel an entire bloody country, and those are two very different things. Then came Lionel Messi, and for a brief moment, football's greatest magician looked absolutely human, flesh and bone. Another penalty saved. God damn it. If he converted the first one, which he missed, and this one, he would be in double figures at this World Cup. Anyway, history books will remember that he became the first player to miss two penalties during the same World Cup outside bloody shootouts. And for a second, it looked like Father Time had finally caught up with this man, except he had other plans because great players don't erase mistakes, they overwrite them. An assist, an equalizer, and suddenly that missed penalty became nothing more than just an opening chapter in his playbook. Now, here's my hot take. Argentina didn't just wake up, they woke up bloody late, and there's a difference. This wasn't a team casually cruising through to the quarterfinals. This was a team that looked like it suddenly or accidentally scheduled its afternoon nap during bloody kickoff, because once they realized that one foot was on a flight back to Buenos Aires, they emptied the entire emergency toolbox. Not plan A, not plan B. It felt like Scaloni had contingency folders labeled all the way to bloody plan Z. Every substitution, every adjustment, every attacking wave just kept coming and coming, and that's what champions do. God damn it. They don't panic, they adapt. But, and I think this is where Egypt lost the match. They forgot one brutal truth about knockout football. Leading a game isn't the same thing as winning, because when Belgium beat the USA, they became hunters. God damn it. They scored, they reset, they stayed compact as shit, and they waited it out. They invited the Americans to come forward. Then they punished the empty spaces behind them. It was cold, calculated, predatory. But Egypt chose a different bloody road. Even at 2 goals up, they were chasing that third. Admirable? Definitely, absolutely. Necessary, though? Hmm, I don't think so, boys, because against most teams, this bravery gets bloody applauded. But against Argentina, it opens up tiny bloody cracks as if they never existed before. And Argentina don't need a front door, boys. You give them a bloody keyhole, and somehow they'll drive a bus through it. Today's match, though, reminded me of something completely different. It wasn't football, it felt like a predator out of those science fiction movies. Two Yautja walking out onto that pitch. One was blooded, and one was young like Dex, still proving himself. Egypt had every weapon, ounce of courage, every reason to believe. But Argentina had something you can't fast track, damn it. It was scar tissue, the kind earned from losing finals, winning finals, surviving penalty bloody shootouts, living through chaos and refusing to blink. That's tournament football. Experience isn't another stat, god damn it. It's a survival instinct. And that's why this hurts so much for Egypt, because this wasn't a mismatch. This wasn't David getting crushed by Goliath. This was David landing uppercuts, watching Goliath stagger, and then running out of rounds. Then the what ifs are going to haunt this generation. What if the disallowed goal stands? What if that foul gets called? What if they shut the game down instead of chasing another goal? What bloody if? Those are the hardest defeats to live with, especially when this may have been Mohamed Salah's final World Cup. As for FIFA, ah, this should be another bloody reminder. People can accept losing. Fans have been accepting heartbreaks for hundreds of bloody years. What they struggle to accept is inconsistent fucking see. If football wants fewer accusations, fewer conspiracy theories, and more bloody trust, god damn it, then the laws of the game have to feel like they're being applied equally, because every questionable decision chips away at the sport's credibility. Ah, Argentina survive. Egypt, they leave with their heads held high. But hearts are shattered, yeah, man. Hearts are shattered. The champions escaped. The pharaohs earned respect. And somewhere, football reminded us. It reminded us that sometimes the smallest whistle creates the biggest bloody echo. And that's true. It's true. If Egypt bottled this pain, they could become something frightening by 2030 come that World Cup. But if they don't, this match will forever be remembered as the night they almost rewrote football history, only for history to rewrite them instead. If you haven't done it already, show some love, like, subscribe, share, put this message out about this game. Put your comments in the comment section. Leave those 5 cents in, and I'll try to get back to them as soon as possible. This is Georgie from Georgie's 5 cents. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the quarterfinals. Out.